Oceanside. I love Oceanside. God bless America. Can I get everybody say God bless America? God bless America. All right. You know, I'm Larry Naritelli. I'm running for governor. One of the first questions everybody asks me is, how much money do you have, Larry? And I look at him and I say, the office of governor of the state of California is not for sale on eBay. Now, I got into this race a little over a year ago. I got very upset at where my party was going after the last election. They drifted a little bit too far to the left. And I'm watching TV, and I'm watching and I hear Barack Obama say he's going to fundamentally change the United States of America. And I got up and I yelled at that TV. And my son looks over at me and he says, "Dad, are we going to have a revolution in this country?" And I looked at him and I paused for a moment. Because I know the veterans in this crowd, the men who've died for that flag, did not want to see us have a revolution in this country, because a revolution is violent and a revolution is bloody. So I said, "Joe, no, we're not going to have a revolution, but we are going to have a tea party." So we went down to Spanish Landing, and when I got there I found 1,500 other people just like you, who felt exactly the same way I did. People who were tired of the media telling them how to think. And we brought the American flag with us. And I insisted that we take the American flag because I wanted people to know what we stood for. And when we got there, we looked around and we saw the "Don't Tread on Me" flags, just like you see it all over here today. My son asked me, "What is that flag for?" It's a warning flag. It's a warning flag that we have domestic enemies of the people. Domestic enemies who are trying to take our freedoms away and trying to take our rights away. And one of the ways they're trying to do that is with the global warming fraud and the climate change hoax. Because in Article 6 of the Constitution, it says that a foreign treaty becomes the supreme law of the land, all of the rights of the states and all the rights of the individuals notwithstanding. And they're trying to get a cap and trade treaty in place to take away your freedoms and your rights. And they're trying to overturn the Declaration of Independence, and Al Gore wants to put us under global governance. Al Gore has betrayed his country. And one of the things they give you with the global warming is alternative energy. And they say we have to be efficient with our energy systems. Well, windmills and solar panels are inefficient. They cost 20 times more than fossil fuels. By switching to those forms of energy, you then cause the price of oil to rise. You cause the price of electricity to rise. You reduce your energy efficiency, you don't increase it. The other thing they're trying to do is cut off the water to us, to use the Endangered Species Act to cut off the water, to take your wealth away, to take the wealth away from our farmers, to take the wealth away from our citizens. And they say it's to save a 2-inch fish called the Delta smelt. Well, the Constitution doesn't say "we the fish," it says "we the people." So one of the things we're going to do after I'm elected governor is we're going to develop our domestic oil resources. Because oil means wealth, oil means jobs. You get jobs for engineers, geologists, machinists, riggers, purchasing agents, accountants. You get jobs in the chemical industry, in the plastics industry. You get jobs in the fertilizer industry. Now, speaking of fertilizer, our legislature passed a law recently called No Cussing Week. Now, I had a veteran tell me how he was going to honor No Cussing Week. And I think you know there's a certain type of fertilizer called BS. Well, he said instead of using that term, BS, anymore, he's just going to call it Pelosi. So when I get to the governor's office, I am going to tell the legislature I don't want any more Pelosi.
All right, Larry Naritelli!
The other issues we have are education. Now in our country, we have a lot of people that get to go to college, but we have some people that can't afford to go to college. Some people aren't as fortunate. And what we have to do is improve our trade education systems here in this country. We have to let our students know that they can make a good living being a machinist, being a carpenter. Learn a trade, join a union, work on the oil refineries, work in the construction industry. If we improve our trade education systems, we improve the workforce of the state of California. And some people can go to college, but look at what those college graduates did to our real estate industry with this last banking crisis. They developed CDOs to transfer our wealth overseas. Well, we don't need too many smart people anymore. We just need good, hard-working Californians. And we need to bring jobs back to this state. Jobs will come back. Now, AB 32, there's been a lot of talk about AB 32 lately, about suspending AB 32. We need to abolish AB 32. AB 32 is cap and trade. It's based on a fraud and a hoax, and it destroys the economy. Now, what's the #1 greenhouse gas emission? It's water vapor that evaporates off the ocean, and that provides rain for our farms. And water on our farms creates wealth. It creates crops. So we have to get common sense leadership back into Sacramento so we're not making foolish mistakes anymore. Now on the subject of illegal immigration. We have to stop the financial incentives that are encouraging illegals to come here. So how many people out there, I want everybody out there who has free health care to raise your hand. Not one. Well, if you don't get free health care, then neither should illegal aliens get free health care.